An appeals court in Paris has just ruled that Air France and Airbus are guilty of corporate manslaughter over the 2009 Rio-Paris plane crash. It was the worst disaster in the French flag carrier's history. 3 years ago, both the airline and Airbus were acquitted of the charges. For victims' families, this appeal trial was essentially seen as a last resort. France 24's Emerald Maxwell is standing by at the courthouse. Emerald, what's the latest where you are?
Well, of course, victims' families have been waiting 17 years for this verdict. It's been a very long legal battle, but today the judges found Airbus and Air France, those two emblematic French companies, guilty of corporate manslaughter. They say that it was their negligence which led directly to the deaths of 228 people during that 2009 plane crash between Rio and Paris. The judge, reading the verdict, read out the names of those 228 passengers and crew. She said that Airbus had underestimated the seriousness of a technical fault on the pitot tubes. They were aware of this fault on the plane, and not only did they not change the tubes, but they didn't inform the crews of the fault either. She also said that Air France had not given the crew adequate training for the situation that they then found themselves in. The two companies had argued that it was pilot error that had caused the crash, but the judges said today that it was the negligence that led to the pilots acting in the way they did. They wouldn't have been able to do that had they had all the facts, which they didn't. The conviction now means that both Air France and Airbus are criminally liable and will pay the maximum fine for a legal entity, which is €225,000 each. But of course, the main damage is reputational, because it means that these two companies are liable for the worst crash in French aviation history.
Yeah,